Hi, I'm Michael from Racesafe. I'm here at Burghley Horse Trials. Follow me to have a look at our products on one of the stands. The benefit about being here at Burghley at a show is we get to see the whole product range that we have at Racesafe. So here we have the Motion Light, and our new product, which is HX3. The HX3 has been recently launched, and the good thing about being at a show is you can try every garment and every model on, so you can choose for yourself which is the most comfortable.
Hey, I'm Catherine from Racesafe, and this week I'm on the Ayr Equestrian stand, and I'd like to show you my favourite Racesafe products. So this is the Motion 3, and this is the Motion Air, and you wear them together as a hybrid for the slimmest fitting, safest sort of combination that you can have to go cross country. I'm Susie Berry, and we're at Burghley Horse Trials, and we're about to have a little walk around the course. We'll get going. So number one you obviously haven't seen, but it's just like a nice log. It's the same fence every year. Gets you in the air before you have to go and do anything too big, because as you can see, number 2 is fairly substantial straight away. Again, they always have this fence as number 2. It's quite nice. It's big enough to attack, but you know, it's still a fence you have to respect. We'll get going. It's probably nicer going this way for like a green spooky one, because there'll be way less people, and you'll get their feet wet before you jump into the water. So you literally go jump this roll top, run down, and you go through the second of the arches, and then there's a fence on the other side. And if you get a photographer on the other side, the house is straight behind. So it's very iconic, very cool picture. Very cool. Okay. You can just about spot number 4. You have to look through it. But again, a nice fence to get us going, but a very cool picture with the house in the back and the bridge. It's not overly deep. They because they obviously stop it, don't they? But it sort of goes halfway up your leg. We walked through it in our wellies yesterday, and you just follow the track round. You do number 5, and then there's quite a decent hedge jump into the water at number 6. And you go through the water, over the little mound, and then there's a step up bounce to an angled hedge. And I think early on, for like your first combination, I think there could be fresh horses have a silly mistake there, just through being a bit leery because they haven't jumped a combination yet. Be quite interesting, but I'd say you just need to take your time in the second half of the water to just make sure. Then they canter right up this big hill, and then we'll meet the track again in the little dippy bits. So we've jumped through the water, and then it's a really substantial pull up here. Like, this is bad enough, never mind coming right across the hill. I think you have to give them a bit of time to come up the hill. You don't want to think, come on, I need to make the time necessarily there. Let them travel, let them sort of get into their rhythm. It's quite it's the first time you have a gallop without any fences from the start. So it's quite nice to just get into a nice rhythm. But then as soon as you get into a nice rhythm, you then have to break the rhythm, because you have to go down that steep hill, cross the road and up the other side. So you nearly need to be trotting, like right back to working canter, sit in the saddle, back up, and then out over this big table. But this is what makes Burghley so iconic. Like, it's not just that it's massive, it's the big hill, the dip, it's everything, accumulation of everything that makes it trickier than everywhere else. I don't know what anyone else thinks, but walking it first time yesterday, I thought maybe this was the toughest on the course. I don't think it gives it quite as much of a feel from here, to be honest, but you run up very steep little mound to a very square, wide oxer. I don't know if you can see it from there, just where Andrew Nicholson is. And I don't think they'll necessarily see the back rail until the very end. So you're going to have a lot of power and really get there on a good shot so they can have any chance to make a good shape and land in balance. And then it walks a very quiet 5 strides, literally on the very edge, the lip of this mound to the corner, and they only see it on the last stride. Obviously we get to walk it and we know it's there. The horses are purely trained to just jump it because we've told them to, but I think, yeah, this is a real 5-star test. They have to be very honest, very scopy. It gives takes all of the best attributes of a cross-country horse, this test, I think. They have to come right back, but equally have enough scope to jump the oxer, stay off your inside leg, be accurate to the corner, which is a big effort itself. And then it walks 5 strides down to the skinny as well, but obviously the lips there, I think, don't necessarily worry about your distance and just keep them on their line, keep the canter, don't overcomplicate it and hope they read it well. But I think there'll be a lot of problems here on Saturday. I think it's a real good test, and yeah, wouldn't expect much less at the Derry Mound, to be honest. It's always quite tricky, but a good question. And then if you want to do the long route, you have to jump the oxer. Then you have to go to the right of the corner and jump this corner under the trees, and then this skinny coming back on yourself. So it's a long way around, but a lot less risk. So say if you've had a few little hairy jumps coming up to this point and you're just here to get a completion, I think that you'll see quite a few people do the long route here. But to be honest, I think the oxer is nearly the most important fence in this line. If you get a good jump at the oxer, you hope that it'll ride well. They're trained to jump skinnies and corners, so you'd hope they'd read it and trust you on the line. So usually you come up Winners Avenue and you come to it this way, but I hope that maybe it jumps a little bit nicer off the turn, because you'll see a distance and you could sort of drift in or out and get a good punchy shot to the bottom of it. But they do jump it really well, and because it's early on they won't be tired. In a way it's a let-up jump, but it's not when you're walking it. These.
It doesn't look bad.
Looks fine from here.
It looks nice.
It's the kind of fence that you walk past.
You walk round it quickly.
Just walk around it quickly. You don't look into it. So we've got a double of gates. They did it for the first time last year, but obviously the other way. You really need to respect these. I think it's nice that they've put this fence here. It breaks your canter up from coming the whole way down Winners Avenue, and it'll sort of use that to get in the right canter for this. Sort of think of it as an exercise in the school. You're jumping that one to set yourself up for the gates. But not only the gates, you have the camera will be right behind. So they can just sometimes lose their focus and put their attention on the camera rather than thinking about the gate. So yeah, you really need to ride these with a lot of respect and just take your time again to the second one. Don't just think, oh, I'm in, and wing round and not have the distance to the second one. But again, as long as you've got the right canter, they'll ride fine. It's all about getting the canter before this one, and then the rest of it will ride well, but definitely need respect.